Hey guys, what's up? It's Sewn Chaos here, and I am here to show you guys an any percent tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be going over Beeb's movement, some settings that will help you with the speed run and getting everything set up so you can submit to the leaderboards. And then I'll be going over all levels individually, going over some skips and how you apply some of the tech. So first, if I believe we go over to the tab here, you can see kind of all of Beebs' moves. So you see she has a lot of things she can do: short jump, high jump, triple jump. So we'll kind of go over all of those basic things now. So first off, comparing Demon Turf, the base game, to this Neon Splash kind of DLC standalone expansion. Most of Beebs' at least base movement in this is the exact same, barring a few things. One noticeable change if you've played the base game compared to this one is Beebs' move speed is overall enhanced from the base game. So in this game she's moving a lot faster than she does in the normal game, which is great for a speed run. So first thing we can go over is her basic triple jump, just performed by jumping 3 times in succession. Now, triple jump, a great way to gain height if you have, a nice stretch to land, even if you don't have a good amount to jump. So, like, I'll explain here on this box. So if you can go, oh man, now I can't do it. You can kind of triple jump by going back and forth. You don't even have to go back. You can just go kind of one direction. So it's really great if you need a certain amount of height in a very small like patch of space like this. Now also you can kind of delay Beebs' triple jump. So instead of just doing it 3 right when she lands, you can jump, wait, go, wait, and then jump again. And there are a few times throughout the base Demon Turf game and this one where it might be nice to just delay by even just a few seconds your triple jump height. And speaking of height, in the playground, which you can access from the menu by pressing T, you'll see these 2 boards, and these actually tell you the how high everything goes. So kind of short jump, full jump, and then the second triple jump, and things like that. So if you're ever wondering, what's the highest form of movement we can get, you can check there. And also right here, it tells you the highest or the farthest distance that you guys can that can be achieved. So after the triple jump, we have the spin. Now the spin's a really useful tool in a game like Demon Turf where it's such precision platforming. You're going to want to land on exact places. It's also really good for gaining horizontal distance. So the spin, you just tap shift, or I'm not sure exactly what button it is on controller. I'm playing on keyboard and mouse, so I'll probably say a lot of things like shift or W, left click, right click. This just applies to whatever the corresponding button is on controller. So the spin, you just hold it and then you spin, and then you'll fall slowly. So the spin has a few interesting properties. So first, besides being a hover that gets you a little bit of distance, you can keep yourself up in the air if you're holding the spin. Now here we'll go over here so it's more you can see a little better. If you spin, you hold, and then if you release, you actually see you'll fall a lot faster. So that was me holding the spin and then release, compared to if we just hold the spin the whole time. You see we kind of still slowly fall. And the fun thing about that is that if you let go, if you just tap the spin and then start falling, that's actually a faster falling move speed than how Beebs normally falls. So usually if you're going over long distances where you just need to go straight down and fall, it's usually optimal to just tap the spin and then start falling. Another interesting to note is the distance, because the spin can get you different distances. So to start, here is just a spin where I'm holding forward, and I'm just holding the spin button. So actually, let me go over here where it's not, it hasn't been inked yet, so we can kind of test it and see. Actually, no, there's a perfect spot over here to do that. So This is just going to be me running up and holding the spin. Right? So we got over there. Now this is going to be me running up and then tapping or mashing the spin button constantly. And you'll probably be able to hear it on the mic. A considerable distance that we got there. So yeah, tapping the spin is actually really huge in this game. It's actually really important to get a lot of really far jumps that normally you would have no other way of making without tapping the spin button. So this will become really useful. So I'd recommend, you know, binding the spin button to kind of whatever button you just feel comfortable just mashing the heck out of. And there's not really a rhythm to it. I just kind of mash as fast as possible. So yeah. Then the last thing we can talk about the spin is the super jump. Now the super jump, it's very similar to, you know, your Mario 64 long jump, in where it's just, if you're on the ground, it's a great way to get distance and speed going. However, you do have to watch out, because whenever you initiate the super jump, you're locked out of using any other abilities until you land on the ground again. So it's really much, if you're going for a super jump, you need to be pretty confident in whatever jump you're making that you'll be able to land it, or at least hit some sort of ground so you can reset yourself and maybe jump again, you know, if like you're falling off of like a ledge. And from the spin, you can do something called the dribble. Now, the dribble is a very interesting mechanic because it's similar in here. I'll show you. It's similar in height to, well, first, the input actually. So let me backtrack a little. So the dribble is initiated by holding down the jump button after performing the super jump. So spinning, jump, and then holding the button will allow for a dribble. This is just the base dribble. And you'll be able to notice Beebs kind of makes a little basketball thumping sound when she lands. So this is just the base dribble, or this is the base dribble. You know, it's good if you have a little ledge that you want to, you know, get on top of, but you don't want to super jump, land, and then waste of time jumping. You can just super jump and then go over it. And then there is another super jump called another dribble called the super dribble. The super dribble is done by releasing the jump button right as you land. So holding the jump button as you land, releasing the jump button as you land. Now the super dribble, it's very comparable to the height of a double jump. So the super dribble, just about the height of a double jump. And also another very interesting property of it is that it allows you to wall jump. I believe the base dribble also does. So the dribble in general allows you to wall jump, which can be very useful, you know, if you're platforming and then like right here, right, instead of just having to go like that and then like do a side jump, we can just easily dribble and then get on top. And then speaking of the side jump, we have the side jump. This input is just done by holding a direction and then pressing the opposite. So here we're pressing down and then up, left, and then right, and vice versa. You can do it. And it's pretty good at gaining some vertical height. It is not as high, or it's about comparable to what a triple jump is. I believe it gets a little less height. Let's see. Yeah, just a little less height. So if you're in a cramped spot, usually a side hop will get you to the height you need to, but sometimes you might, you know, have to do the triple jump in place. Now the side hop, I reset the level here because I didn't want all the paint to kind of ruin what I'm going to show here. The side hop, it has a very similar property to the spin, and there's kind of two different ones you can do. So right here, I'm going to just tap down and then tap up and jump. So I'll show you. And then I was holding forward there. So again, tap down, tap down. Oh, down. Frick! I can't get it. Tap down and then press. Now let's compare that to me holding down and then pressing up. And so Beebs does a bit more of her skid animation. So holding down and then releasing. Gets you much more distance. This is also very useful in making runs. So like, let's see if I just do a regular side hop and then spin, kinda like that. Get about that far. But if I hold down, release, and then mash the spin, much farther, as you can see. Now I believe that goes over kind of all of Beebs' base jumps and base mechanics. I already explained that the spin falls faster. So that's all the things that were in regular base Demon Turf. Now, an addition to the game is you have actually a third in-air jump. So 1, 2, 3. In regular base Demon Turf, you just have this jump and then that jump. Also, a little info: when you are in the bat, you are kind of locked out of doing wall jumps. See, so when you're in bat, you can't do wall jumps. So yeah, this double jump is introduced. It's very quick, very speedy. It allows you to get some pretty good height that you'd normally not be able to otherwise, and it's actually very useful, will be used a lot throughout the run. So that's an addition to the base game. And now something different also from the base game is in base Demon Turf there were 4 abilities: the wheel, the bird, the grappling hook, and then a slowing down time ability. Very interesting one. But in Neon Splash, you just have the wheel and the bird dash, and even the bird is changed significantly. So first we'll go over the wheel. The wheel can be done by on mouse hitting the left click, and it's kind of what you expect from a wheel. It gets you fast. This is probably the fastest form of horizontal movement you can get. Oh, I died. So the wheel has very fast movement. If you have, like over here, if you have long stretches of land that you have to traverse, you're gonna want to be in the wheel. And also, so you'll notice when I start up the wheel, look at the sides of my screen. So you see on the side there's it's just regular blank, but then as we get speed, you'll see these kind of white racing lines, like these win lines. Those win lines indicate when you're at your top speed in wheel. And something different from this game compared to regular Demon Turf is holding. So right now I'm holding backwards on my keyboard. So this means that you can actually toggle how fast the wheel goes. So this is me holding forward. This is me holding backwards. So you can kind of toggle your speed. In base Demon Turf there was something called a mod, which is like an augment to Beebs' movesets. There's a mod that you can unlock that kind of has this same basic idea, but here it is just unlocked from the start, and Beebs can do it. Now, another interesting note is when you are in top speed in the wheel, you actually move faster whenever you jump. So you just because of the distance you get on land, and then there's kind of no lag time whenever you're landing. So usually if you're jumping when you're at top speeds, you're probably going the farthest, the fastest. Some other things to note about the wheel is when you, so let's say if you jump, or here, I'll show it first. So here, let's say how do I want to do this? Let's say I jump, I do some things, I'm walking, and then I do the jump again. You'll see there's a bit of a startup animation that happens. But if you're in the wheel form and then you do some jumps and then you need to go again, there's no startup. I believe this is also true of if you spin. Yeah, there's no startup either there. So, that's about everything to do with the wheel in terms of just movement with it. Also, just another note, if you want to go far, you just jump and then spin. The velocity takes you far places, and you'll actually see this used in the second level of the game, Vineyard. And then another interesting note about the wheel is that it gives you, so see here, I can't really make that jump, but if I activate the wheel when jumping, it gives you a little boost. Now that boost will be actually used a lot throughout the run to kind of get height we need. And also, as you saw there, it bounces off of walls. So it's really good for, I don't think I can, actually I can't show it here. So you normally, that's a huge like pillar that we probably wouldn't be able to get on top of through any of our regular height gaining means. But if we triple jump again, activate wheel, we can spin, activate the wheel again, and then we're on top. So bouncing with the wheel onto walls is a really good way to gain some height. Now you should take note that when you activate the wheel, you're locked out of it for I don't know how many seconds. Here, we'll test it now. So we activate it at 36. Wait. Try it again. We activate it at the 41, 43. So about 2 seconds of lockout before you can use it again. And then I believe, so once you okay, so if you, let's say we just wall jump and then wall jump, use the wheel to bounce, we still keep our double and triple jump. But if we just double jump, we actually can't get our triple jump out. So just double and triple jump. But if I double jump here, no triple jump. So that's something very much to consider whenever you're planning out your movement and all that. And I believe that's everything to go over with the wheel. Very useful ability, probably the most diverse and one you'll be using throughout most of your runs. So it's very good idea, to get comfortable with it. Now, we have the bird dash, which has been changed significantly from Demon Turf, the base game. In base Demon Turf, it was more of a glide that you could control, kind of like in Mario 64, Mario's wing cap. It was very similar to that. You can go down and up to gain height, but in this game, it's more of an air dash. So like a good way to get speed and movement while you're in air. You can't do anything out of the dash. So as you can see, I'm trying to spin here, but nothing's coming out. So I also don't believe that you can wall jump yet. You won't be able to cling to walls. So it's very similar to the super jump, where it's kind of, once you do it, you're kind of committed and you have to land safely before you can do anything. So it's very good to just gain distance. You'll see it has a little bit of height that you can gain from it. If I gotta space this out better. Well, I'm very bad at showing that. But you see, whenever Beebs comes out of it, she gains a little bit of height. If done on the ground, you'll see you get a bit of distance. Didn't spawn. But also, if you do this on the ground, you'll spawn what's called a whirlwind. And this is kind of like a bounce pad. I believe it's comparable to a side hop, if not even a triple jump in height. Now, in a base Demon Turf, this was a very useful ability because it was easily triggered by just standing in front of any basically ledge that you wouldn't go over and then activating it. But the property has changed a bit in Neon Splash, because if you see here, it won't activate if you get bumped. So you do need a bit of land to be able to execute it. And it's used once or twice throughout the run, so not as versatile in this game, probably because of the crazy shenanigans you can do with it, like right here. See, we basically didn't even need the, we basically didn't even need to do a triple jump there. And also another interesting property of the glide, if you do it on ground, you can actually do a jump going out of it, which is comparable to a side jump. And I believe if you're doing it off of a ledge, like over here, you can go off a ledge and then do a jump. But it's only if the air dash or the bird dash is done on the ground that you can do that kind of side hop. If done in air, you are unable to do it. But on the ground, you are... Oh, I messed that up. I messed up timing on that. On the ground, you are able to do a side hop back. And I think with that, that's kind of all of Beebs' kind of info you need to know. Also, very just kind of whatever info, not actually very useful, I think, in any percent from what I've seen, is so the fall speeds, we know that that's the slowest form. That is faster, but there's one form of falling that is faster, and that is if you just activate the wheel. Now, granted, you have a little jump you do when activated, but if you're just going for like a huge distance, activating the wheel is your fastest form of falling. However, once you have activated the wheel, you're unable to move. So you'll just kind of go down until you land on the ground. So I wouldn't usually recommend using the wheel to fall fast, but if you wanted to know what the fastest form of falling is, it's that. Also, another fun fact, with the wheel bounce, you can actually perform you can jump out of it. So a lot of times you'll see in runs that will do that and then press jump as it lands to get some height and then keep platforming. And then with that, I'm going to just move over to some settings that will be useful for your any percent run. Audio, visual. For visuals, the only thing I would really recommend, no matter the PC you're using, is where is it? I believe it's, where is it? It's volumetric fog. I'll show you a better example in the base game, or like in the levels, but this fog can sometimes cover kind of very important paths you have to take. It also can cover some really important like springs we need to use throughout the run. So really I would recommend turning volumetric fog off, and everything else, you know, to whatever your computer's specs will allow you to do. I'd say you can do it. Well, let me actually turn gamma up so it's bright. Oh, actually, wait. Oh my god, that's so bright. Never mind. Let's turn that down. Alright, much better. So then for visuals, audio, controls, if you, for the rollout specifically, this is very useful if you're playing on controller, because I'm playing on mouse, so you can see I'm able to just quickly, oh sorry, I bumped you guys, quickly, you know, turn my mic around and just kind of aim, because the wheel is aimed with your mouse, or with whatever direction, your camera, with whatever direction Beebs is facing. So, being able to just kind of look left and right faster, you're able to toggle that with rollout sensitivity. Now, your regular invert, mouse sensitivity, dead zones for controllers, I hear that moving it up or down can help it if the game is feeling a little too sticky. Moving the dead zones around helps. You can also map buttons, which is really useful. There is if you're practicing runs, there's a restart level button you can map. So that's kind of what I've been pressing. That lets you just restart the level from the beginning, all fresh. Then the main thing I want to go into is the gameplay settings. So here, you can turn off UI and tutorial prompts. Tutorial prompts is a big one because if you leave this on, there'll kind of be guiding signs throughout the game that will kind of tell you, like, explain your abilities, which can sometimes get in the way of platforming if you're just trying to cut a corner even faster. So having tutorial prompts off helps a lot with that. Streamer name, you can see the kind of the name and the timer at the top. That is the streamer name, so you can kind of watermark your runs. And then the big one for any percent is the total game timer. Total game timer for any percent run is required. It will reset upon you deleting your save. That's kind of the way you have to start any percent runs, delete your save. and it'll start from 0, and then it'll end once you enter the last level's gate. And I believe level timer, you can get timers specifically for your level. It'll appear at the bottom. Cutscene skip is very much recommended because a cutscene plays at the start of the game that you would need to skip, and also whenever Beebs enters whenever she enters an end point for a level, like the end gate, a little cutscene will play. So instead of having to always manually skip it, just having a cutscene skip on. Also, if you're practicing, you can have death on restart, which allows you, you know, like when you, like here. So if you see we're making a mess, we're splattering paint. If you die, it's very much similar to just restarting the level. Oh, I guess because I'm on the playground, that won't happen. But kind of get to my point, it'll just reset the level. So I believe with that, all of everything is explained. So now I will go over all the individual levels for an 90% run, and there will be timestamps in the description that you'll be able to go through, and things like that. So first we have the first level, Pool Party. So this is Pool Party. There's a few ways that you can tackle this level. So first, we'll go with the first way discovered and kind of used is to go around this pool, holding forward on wheel, and then making this jump. Now that's done, you know, by holding down the wheel, gaining speed, and then instantly jumping, or tapping the spin, and then using your air glide. So that's one way of getting it done. So to demonstrate again, holding the wheel, double jump, delaying the triple jump a little, tapping the spin, and then gliding. And then from there, what you would do is you would kind of platform up here, and then you land at this part. Now the way done in the fastest route to do it is to jump up here onto this palm tree. You can also oh wait, I messed up the wall jumps, but you can wall jump here to get up. The fastest ways I've found is doing that, jumping up here, a side hop, then activating wheel, and then kind of aiming yourself over to this little platform right here. And then it's fast. It might not be faster getting over to this island initially, but it does allow you to get up to this platform a lot faster rather than just having to wall jump over. And then from there, you can go up here, and then you can use this spring. There's actually a hidden spring right here that sends you straight to there. The way I personally have been doing it in my runs is I land here, do a side hop into triple jumps, jump up here, and then do a side hop. Then, oh, I missed the pad, but usually you'd land on that pad and jump up here. Now from here you can just normally play the level, or here we'll do it again so I can kind of show what it would look like. Jump and activate the wheel. Then you can kind of make it through there. And it's very tight maneuvering. Those we in the community we call these sunshine blocks, so they're very similar to the Super Mario Sunshine blocks. But those can be a bit tricky to maneuver on time. So that so getting that down would take a little bit of practice. But kind of to show what a full run would look like. Go up here. And I'll mess this up on occasion. Oh, right there. We made it. And then 26. So I finished the level at about, oh wow, 27 exactly. 26, 27 is my best time for finishing the level. Usually on an 90% run, if I get anything more than 30 seconds on level 1, I'll just reset the run because it's very easy to do. So also I'll kind of just to show you guys what it looks like when you restart. So that's level 1, so we'll delete save, start fresh, and then the run starts. So just to show this level one more time, so we can move on to level 2. Spin there, go over here. And this level is probably, I believe this is actually, no, there's a level that's shorter than this one, but this is one of the shortest. Oh, and then you see right there, I bonked. So usually if that happens, you can save your run by just kind of going over onto these spinning hands and then going through. So there is level 1, Pool Party. Level 2, Vineyard, is actually a really tricky run and can kill a lot of runs early if you don't know what you're doing, at least if you're trying to perform the fastest routes possible. So we'll go into Vineyard. So there are a few different ways you can approach this level. First, the way I personally do it is I like to jump. It's because I waited too long to start the level. So the way I personally do it is I start off in the wheel, go over here, and then I shoot over to this area. Usually I land at about this platform, and then I'll wall jump over here, and then start wheeling. Another way that you're able to do it is if you do a side hop. Also, the side hop you need to do is one of those held ones, so pressing down and then holding to get distance, getting up to this palm tree, and then again doing that, mashing, and then you can get up here, and then you can easily, jump up and start the wheel here. So then there's a few different ways you can tackle this. I'll kind of go with the easier way first. So first, just normally... I messed that up, my bad. Let me get back over there. So let's go over here. You can probably also make it to this platform to start with. But, okay, much better. Then, usually that wouldn't happen, but you can land over here. And then you can just, climb the tower as needed. But what I personally like to do, or what I used to do, is I would do a full side hop, double jump, spin, bonk with the wheel. This is also very, like I was talking about that wheel bonk, it's very huge because it actually allows you, if you bonk and then you can cling to a wall to do wall jumps on. So very easy, and then I would go over here, side hop, go up, and then from here you would just do a side hop, jump up, land here, land, jump there, and then you're on top of this vine. Then you kind of go down and continue the level at, you can see in the distance, that little island by just going down this vine. Now the current fastest way is by doing, I believe it's just coined the Vineyard skip. We go over here. You want to delay your time a bit so you can, have these spikes in the correct position, then jump over. Actually, that was a failed one because I didn't have the correct angle set up. So you see, even with the mashing and all the distance we can get, I still didn't hit the skip. It's a very hard skip. I have it consistent enough. I believe out of every 3 times I hit it twice, so and much better. So kind of falling, doing the triple jump, mashing your spin, then air dashing, and then you're on. And a big note here, I'll just show it real quick, is holding. So if you're gonna perform this trick, a big thing that was tripping me and many others up for a long time is you don't want to hold, you just want to hold the forward button and aim with your camera. If you're pressing left or right, to kind of guide your wheel form a little, you'll actually lose speed jumping off of the conveyor belt, and you'll lose speed, and then you won't be able to make the jump. So then from here, this area is pretty straightforward. You have to go through these kind of racing rings. You can kind of perform it any way you like. An interesting thing you'll notice about moving platforms is actually if a platform is moving up, these will gain an insane amount of height. So that's very useful to just note there. And then once you complete those parts, the sunshine blocks will appear. And then from there, you just kind of want to go up. It's possible. We didn't have a good rotation on there because I waited a little bit. but it's possible to wheel up all of these platforms. I personally have never done it, and then there's the end goal. So let me show you guys kind of what a full run of this level will look like with the best strats. And then also, if you guys ever have any questions or need some a bit more in-depth detail on the skips or anything done, feel free to enter the Fabraz Discord. The Fabraz, the developers of Demon Turf. We have a speedrunning chat, and there's many runners that would be more than happy to help out with any questions you have. So then doing this. And then you see I almost missed that platform there, but I can just easily do a triple jump into a wheel jump to make the cycle. And then here, what I was talking about is sometimes you can't make that jump specifically, so I like to just if you're in wheel and you let go, you do a little drift. Oh, you do a little drift, and then you're able to kind of cancel it and perform anything out of it. So with that, Vineyard is complete, and now we'll go over to Splash City, the third kind of beach level. The levels consist of beach, city, ice, and then the final level. So Splash City is a pretty simple level, nothing too crazy or in-depth to go over here. So this one will actually be pretty quick in explanation. You'll just want to jump over there. As I described it before, jumping when you're in wheel is the fastest form of horizontal movement when you're at max speed. And then from this point, you're going to want to jump over to this little shack and then jump up over here. Now, there's a lot of ways you can do it. You can, you can move up the platforms like normal and land over here. The way I personally have been doing it, and also there are still, I'm sure, a lot of skips to find, a lot of routes to develop. This is just how I personally have done it, and doing all these tricks can get you a sub 10 time, which is pretty huge actually. So then what I like to do here is wheel, jump up, and then go over to this part. Now this part, it can be a bit tricky. So we come over to this kind of tower, and once we actually start climbing the tower, these red grid will start actually coming up trying to kill us. So what I like to do is I like to go up here. As I said before, when a platform is moving up, you actually gain more height when you do a side jump off of it. Jump over here. I personally like, before, I would just do double jumps up there. You can also, real quick, before the grid catches me, you can side hop up like that. And then you can either climb that normally, or I've seen a lot of runners just getting on the side of that. And then once you're up here, the grid won't be able to get you. I think it ends right like there, yeah. So then you can either just perform the level normally. Also, let me turn off my death on reset so I can place checkpoints. Also, if you're learning the run, I recommend putting checkpoints down somewhere where you're trying to learn a jump, so then when you, like right here, when you die, easily get to a checkpoint. Also, in a run, if you come up to a tricky part that you're not very comfortable with, setting the checkpoint takes even less time in this game, maybe 1.5 seconds, and then it can save you 30 seconds to a lot of time of if you know you're not very comfortable on a jump. So you can either, just do kind of this part normally, go up all around, or the faster way of doing it is to jump up to this platform and then make sure that you are doing the delayed side jump so you can get as much distance as possible. Triple jump, tap your spin button, and then glide over. And then from here, you can easily get up. I personally like to do that, but I've also seen a lot of runners do wall jumps up there. That's actually pretty effective. That might be faster than what I'm doing. And then end the level. So here we'll do a quick just run through to show you the whole level. And also I'd say I personally I've been a big fan of Demon Turf since the demo actually. I used to do demo speedruns. And I'm so in love with the movement. I think it's so fluid. So even if you're watching this video in preparation for the any percent contest that's going on, which is first place wins $1,000 if you have the world record time by the end of the contest. And it was actually announced just today, as the time of recording, that second and third place will win $250. So if you're watching this video just to learn, you know, for that, or just learning, because I think this is a super fun speedrun. Compared to the base Demon Turf is a very fun speedrun in my opinion as well. I currently hold the world record at, I believe, 58 seconds, or not 50, 58 minutes, some number of seconds. I just think both games are super fun speedruns, but this one is a more concise, like if you're just looking for a quick game with a lot of speed, this will be the game for you. And then we make it, finishing level 3 and the last kind of beach level. So then we go into Crane Tracks, the next one. I believe these next 3 levels are kind of the hardest ones, at least for me personally. I've had a lot of runs and trying to do these. So the first way that you can do this level, it's actually very simple. It's just normally going through the intended route, but you know, with a little pizzazz. So you can jump over to this. I like to do that. Super dribble, go over, and then land over here. And so that's one way of doing it. As you saw, I got here about 33 seconds, but there's actually been discovered a new faster way of doing it. I also don't know what this skip is called. I guess just Crane Tracks skip. So if you go over here, you can actually land on these parts and then get all the way over here pretty quickly. And then from here, what you'll want to do is either a side, so you can triple jump, or you can side hop over. Make sure you're spamming the spin button. And then from here, you're going to want to do wheel wall jumps. So also, just to kind of go over the wheel wall jumps, you have to be facing a wall to perform them. So let me get to so you have to be facing the wall that you want to hit, and then you'll get bounced back. If you hold, if you don't, you have to hold the backwards to be able to cling to this wall. So there's me, you know, clinging to the wall, but if I just hit it, I fall fast. So bounce, press back, bounce, press back. Then I'll kind of show you if you're close to the wall, like, oh wait, it's really, if you're close to a wall, like, if Beebs will show me. It's actually really hard to do in this game. But if you're kind of like this, if you're facing the wall and then you trigger the jump, you actually won't be able to, or trigger the wheel, you won't be able to wall jump. You have to have somewhat of a forward momentum going at the wall so Beebs can bounce off of it. So then from there, you just kind of platform over to here. This part I personally like to do the dribbles over. And then you can do it the way I do it, which is wall jumping on the side of this sign. Then coming up here. If you, just be warned, if you're doing it this way, you can't actually do it from, oh, now that I'm trying to explain, I won't show it, but why won't it happen? Sometimes you can actually get stuck in between. You see there's like a little bit of sign that's off of the not against the wall. Wow, I actually can't show it now. What the heck? I wish this would happen in runs. There's a bit of sign between the wall, like between the wall and the sign, there's some space that sometimes Beebs will get stuck on, and then not like that. Oh, the good thing I put a checkpoint. And she'll get kind of stuck like that and you'll fall. Then if that one's pretty hard if you're not used to the wheel wall jump, another way that runners have been doing it is you can come over here and actually climb the back of the tower, which I think loses you maybe 1 or 2 seconds. So if you find climbing that sign hard, this is a very feasible option to do. Then from there, you're just gonna kind of roll onto this part and then shoot yourself over here. Pretty simple, nothing crazy. if I will note if you're flying towards the end, you'll probably see it because I'm gonna do another run here just to show it all. If you do like kind of misjudge the time, the jump, and you know you're straying a little too far, you can easily just spin or jump out of the wheel and then course correct. And it might lose you a little bit of time, but nothing crazy. Oh, and then showing the route here. And then over here we go. We're hit max speed, so then it's just kind of faster to do that. So like this, right? So you can just easily jump, spin, course correct. And there you go. So that is crane tracks. Now we'll move over to highway robbery. Highway robbery is a very tricky level. It has a lot of precise movement that needs to be done, and also a lot of cycles that you need to hit. This level is very much based on different cycles. So firstly, we have the start. And also your jumps matter, so to show you kind of the fast way here. Because this level involves every time you jump, a platform changes. So this is kind of the fast route. So I've actually I have the amount of jumps, at least at this starting part, down. So it's kind of a science, and then we get to this 2D section. So that's kind of the basic fastest way about doing this level. If you want, you know, there's other easier ways to do it. So you can like go over to this wall, kind of slow down your wheel, and then, you know, pick up the speed. And then spin over here, then just easily do that, and then jump over. So that kind of show you, so I can show you what a good cycle looks like, and maybe even what a mess up looks like here, because this part can be pretty tricky to get down. So a little bit to the side, but that's okay. That doesn't lose you very much time, if actually any. And also remember, always hold the forward. Hold forward when you're in the wheel. That has you gain your max speed the fastest. Then actually you need to watch out. Like if I kept going for that, if I kept pulling forward, I would have hit that spiked ball. Now from there, you're gonna come out here, side jump onto this little platform sticking out, and then you actually skip all of the 2D section. And from there, I just like to jump, land on this platform. Then from here you can actually, you can either take that platform up, or you can side flip, jump up, and then land. Then from here, this is actually a really tricky part. So you have these kind of little propellers you can go up. I personally like to go up them by doing dribbles up, and then get onto that platform. But as you can see, the platforms are always going to be moving. Depending on how fast you get here, they'll be at different spots. So like if let's say it's over here, for example, a good way to get up is do that. You can also kind of I wasn't able to do it, but you can catch them, and then from there you're gonna want to jump up here. So notice this platform is one that changes based on your jump. I would recommend when you're doing this skip, if possible, to have the platform not spawned in, so then you can kind of catch yourself and make it easier. So from here we'll go there, then well, I messed that up a little, but we'll go for a faster run and kind of show you what it would look like, because it's really hard to demonstrate just like on an off cycle. That time you saw I went a little too far to the right. Jumping over here. Also, if you'll notice, if like you use a spring and it gives you way too much height, you can spin to kind of cancel out the height and just, you know, like I've been saying, get to the ground faster. Then I like to do that, and then I personally like to do 2 jumps with a spin. Also, landing from a dribble counts towards as a jump. So a dribble would make it so that the platforms reappear and disappear. So like what I'm doing now, that would count as a jump. And then let's see. We see, okay, the platforms despawned. Then go over here. And the rest of this level is pretty self-explanatory. And jump to the end. Alright, we're at the 15-minute mark, but we're almost done. We have 5 levels left. This level, Snowy Style, is very quick, pretty simple to explain. So now we're on Subway Dreams. Subway Dreams is, I think, personally my hardest level. I think this level has a lot of difficult sections in it, at least until the end. So to kind of start from the beginning, I personally just like to do some super jumps here into dribbles, and then go over here. Now at this section, you can do a lot of things. You can go at the top of the train. You can go through the train, or you can go actually through the bottom through this side right over here. Or let me go back. Or you can go through this side. And then from here, what you'll want to do is jump over there. You actually need to stall yourself a little, because if you just try to jump straight for this beam, you'll actually bounce off of it. And there's a hidden platform there. Then you'll get up to this part. Now from I will show, so from this platform, what I like to do is get over here. And then this pillar has very weird properties about it. So you see normally when you use the wheel, you'll bounce off like that. But sometimes on specifically this on this spinning pillar, I think it's because it's spinning, you can sometimes just actually get sent straight up and not lose any distance. So this is the fastest way of climbing it. It's inconsistent on when it happens. So what I personally like to do is land, do a side flip, and then even if I get, oh my gosh, even if I get sent away, oh now I can't, oh my gosh, it's like with the sign, I can't get it to not work now. Like that, I have another chance to redeem myself and get up. Also, another way you can do it is, it doesn't lose you too much time, if any time at all, is to wait for these platforms to spawn. So there'll be platforms here, 4 of them. You're able to easily side jump up to this one and then climb up from there. Oh, let's see, do we get it? Nice. Then from there, you're just gonna need to climb up these platforms. Watch out for the spiked balls. Then I believe, yeah, there's a spiked ball down there too. So then you'll just want to climb these steps. I like here to side jump up there. Side jump to that wall and then jump to this platform. Then from there, you kind of just take the smooth sailing all the way to the end. So let me show you what a full run of it would look like. But yeah, just because of that, pillar, I find this level is where I'll reset a lot of my runs. Because even with, you know, some of the fail safes that I do, I usually don't get it. Or I sometimes don't get it. So then like that. Then we're gonna jump over here. Move over. Like that. That is what will kill a lot of my runs on this level specifically. So let's reset and try it again. And then also, like I said before, if you have any questions, please feel free to join the Bros Discord. We have a lot of great runners, great people, even the developers who often are chatting there. So if you have any questions for them, or if you have any bugs you run into, that is definitely the place to go and ask for help. And you'll have more than enough people who will be happy to help in any way they can. It's a great community. I love everyone over there. Oh, I have never actually had that happen to me. Huh. Well, something new happens every day. Okay. Wow. So then, okay, there we go. And jump up here. Whew. See, actually that spike ball has gotten me on multiple occasions. And like I've said before, these aren't the end all be all routes. I'm sure it's only been, I believe, a little over a week since the game's release. So yeah, like about a week and a few days, so I'm sure there's still a lot of tech and skip and things to be found. So then next we have Snowy Style, the shortest level in the game. And then this one's pretty simple, and I want to wheel over. You have these platforms, which are slippery, but also change every time you jump in your bat form. So then from there, you're gonna want to go over here, and then you can see this mountain has kind of some edges to it that you're easily able to cling onto with the wheel, and then jump over to end of the level. So I could just kind of go over the mechanics here. The wheel, even though it's a slope, you're kind of able to just cling onto it. Then you can jump over here. Now this part is really tricky because you see, going up here, I was bonking. I've found if you go onto these textures right here. So if you're on these, like, so this specific one I'm painting, you can kind of see where the geometry bends. I've found if you take that and you go all the way up, even you can also angle this horribly, but then, you know, still, oh, well, I didn't save myself, but if you're a better player, not if you're a better player than me, if you're able to, you can, you're able to save it there. So just to go over the level again, this is actually one of the levels I need to optimize a lot more, because I believe the world record is less than 20 seconds. I believe it's a 19 point something. In here, I'm ending the level at 24 seconds. So there's a lot still for me to improve on that level and lower my time with. And then next we have Rickety Race, which is also a pretty hard level with, in very similar reason to Highway Robbery. There are many cycles that you can hit or miss, which will affect how fast you get the level done. So this level, I like to start with 2 super jumps to a dribble into a wheel up to this part. Also, you can do the same thing by, you know, going up there, or if you want to get a little spicy, you can come over here, then jump up there. Either way, I believe, is fine. I believe this is the fastest way, but possibly by only a second, even, maybe even less. So then from there, you're gonna wanna, I'll demonstrate it again, because this actually has a lot of moving parts. You wanna come up here, and then you're gonna wanna triple jump up ease, and then from here you're gonna wanna, if sometimes you can't get it, but a side jump into a wheel bonk, and then jump up to this part. And then when I was talking about cycles, I meant at this 2D section. So if you're on the fastest route, the platform should be like this. So from there you just side jump, go over here. And then if you're still on the good cycle, the platforms will be set like this. Then you can wait for this one. And then you can either continue this, just this part normally, or what I like to do is, where the whirlwind comes in here, is you can jump actually to this part. And then you see we're on the other side here. And then from there, you just kind of get up here. And then I will show you you can actually make it, I believe you can make it from the top platform over to this one, and then just, you know, make it up here. And then from here, I'll kind of show you, set a checkpoint down and show you guys how it would normally, how you normally go through the level. You know, you go over here, and then you kind of James Bond spy style go down, avoiding the red laser beams. But actually the fastest way to do it is once here, you fall and then just tap the shift button, don't hold it, fall all the way down to this crevice over here, then fly over. This level is definitely more so about getting down your timing and making sure that you're landing the cycles. So let me show you a run here. And then usually if I get a run to this point, because I actually get very little runs. I'd say if I'm out of, man, maybe out of 20, maybe I'll get like 2 or 3 runs to this point, just because at least currently of how optimized the first few levels are. Like if I'm not getting those ones like down basically perfectly, then it's like, well, there's no really point in continuing a run. Then just go down here. And boom. Next we will go on to Fallen Kingdom, the second to last level. This one is pretty straightforward in how you approach it. So you jump over to that, spring, head over here, jump over these platforms. You can kind of do whatever you want. Some people like how it's set up here, we'll jump from, let's say, if they land at this position, jump from here to here, into a super jump, or reset. Or you can do kind of what I tend to do at times, is jump over. Oh yeah, just like this, and then once you land at this part, the building actually starts falling. So you can come over here. So since the building is falling, you're actually going to be gaining a lot of height from your jumps because the platform's falling away from you. So you get a lot of height. So then from there, you're going to want to jump up to this part, or I've seen a lot of runners kind of not even skipping the spring and just going right there. So then from there, you're going to want to land on this part, and then climb up these little, the sticky pads. And then this next section over here has killed so many of my good runs due to these, I'll show you what, these are, like, if I can actually, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to show you guys. Those things, if those beams hit you, because there are a few different beams, as you probably noticed throughout the game. There's ones that will knock you back, which are like a baby blue, like a very light blue color. Beams that will kill you, those are usually your red ones. And then these beams, I believe I'll be able to show you, like, they turn you into ice. So I've had many of my runs lose to getting turned into ice and then just falling to my death. So then from here, this part I've not optimized very much. I need to really work on getting it down. And then you have to go on this, I don't even know what this object is called, like how many sides you call this shape. You're going to want to ride this up to the very top, and then you're going to need a platform all over here. Now this seems very scary, and it can be at times, but these orange ones are bouncy. So you can just kind of hit them from any angle and then get sent over, which is very useful. And then entering the last part here is actually probably my favorite part in the game, is this moving kind of spiral section. So usually, you know, the game wants you to go through and follow the route down, but you can actually just jump from platform to platform. Like so. And then finish up the level. So Oh, I didn't mean to press next. So, yeah. Sorry I'm not very going into a lot of these levels in depth, because actually some of these later ones aren't very as much involved in, the mechanics that, like, the specific mechanics you need to perform. It's more so just about getting your, precision platforming down. And go over here. I usually like to, do, like you saw, triple jumps up those sticky wall parts. And also here, I'd like to actually do it, so I believe it's on right there. Jump over to this platform. Yeah, that part I still need to optimize greatly. Then, oh, wow, beeps didn't land on that, okay. And from here, it looks like this cycle, we're gonna be coming from this way. There we go. And then we have the last level, Neon Splash. Now this isn't the hardest level, but if you're at the end of the run, the nerves will get to you. So to start the level, you have to have Lucy spawn these kind of platforms, and you go over there. I found there's actually a faster way of doing it, where you jump up to either one of these two windowsills here, and then you can kind of just jump over here to the end. So to show it in a bit more detail, or like in motion, right there. And then this part, there's no, I haven't found an optimal way. You kind of just avoid the spikes, and then you get over to this section where you just have these little bounce pads spawn. And then here, this is a huge, this can be a huge run killer if you're not familiar with how these work. So you see these, there's a conveyor belt here. They're very slow. So what the game is looking for you to do is to activate your wheel and then go flying. Now, what I've noticed is the best way to start up this section is to start it from, not on top of, because you can start it on top of the, actually no, maybe I was just bad before. But you can start it on top of the, oh my gosh, I accidentally pressed reset level in there, that's funny. And now now that's getting towards the end, I'm choking a little bit showing you guys how to do it. But from my experience, what I've found, at least personally, it might change. I might just have not understood totally the mechanics of the conveyor belt. But I found starting right before the blue speed pads, and then going instead of like landing on them, makes it faster. And then Lucy is spawning like these purple, I guess, ink onto the conveyor belts, and they actually, the ink slows you down considerably. Right, and then from this section, if you're on a fast cycle, you'll be able to land on this, that platform, and then there is a hidden spring there that'll send you straight up. But sometimes, you know, you won't always land that cycle. So sometimes, usually when I used to land it, that platform would usually be over there, so you would just have to, you know, do a jump there. I believe you can get to this by just doing that, so you don't even have to side jump. Then from here, Lucy will spawn some trains for you, or some subway trains for you to jump over. This is pretty simple platforming. You can start jumping as she spawns them. And then in this section, there'll be the different types of platforms that are found throughout the game. This section is actually random every time what kind of platform spawns, so that's just something to be aware of. In the next section, you have a vent that spawns here. Then you go up, and then this is the last part. So the fastest way to go about doing it is to spawn the wheel, go this way, and kind of shoot yourself over all of those. And then let me reset here, because what I did there, the air glide, you actually probably don't want to do. So it's all about, you know, dodging and setting up your timing. Oh, and also, yeah, you need to be very careful of the paint that's going to be spawning throughout this level, because it's kind of what this thing is shooting out, because it's very annoying. So you get that jump, and then you're going to want to activate the wheel again. And then you're at the end. And then from there, you'll get this this notice saying you're not done. But if you press tab or whatever button it is, it will bring you up to the any percent board. So currently at the time of recording, I woke up and I saw that Nitro has dropped the world record by 2 seconds. Congratulations to him. Nitro, great guy. A good friend of mine here in the Pub Bros Discord that I've gone to meet throughout speedrunning. Tanuki Tail, another great person. Mary Mitch. All of these wonderful people kind of at the top. And even some of the, like everyone who plays this game, I think is just a fantastic person. I think we all share a love for 3D platforming and kind of the tight movement that Demon Turf brings. And I think with that, at 1 hour and 11 minutes, I'll end the video there. Again, please, I implore you, if you have any more questions or want to talk strats or found something cool you want to share, join the Fabraz Discord, the developers of the game. The link to the Discord will be in the description. That's where I am and many other runners will be talking strats, showing PBs, showing world records. All right. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day and happy and good luck speedrunning.